Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to SPINDO's first quarter 2023 result call. My name is Felicia Priska Handoko, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. We really appreciate your time and interest to join this meeting. Just a quick reminder that this meeting is being recorded. We have two agendas today. We will start with an overview of SPINDO's performance for the first quarter by Pak Johannes Edward as a Chief Strategy and Business Development Officer, Corporate Secretary, and Investor Relations. After that, there will be a Q&A session by Pak Johannes and also joined by Pak Teja Sukmana Hudianto as Vice President Director. The copy of the presentation can be downloaded through our website after this session. Now, I'd like to introduce you to our first speaker, Pak Johannes W. Edward, who will provide an overview of our company's performance. Pak Johannes, you can start the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Priska. Let's start with the presentation. We will start by briefly about the Board of Commissioners. As people in Indonesia say, you don't know, then you don't love. So I will just briefly introduce our Board of Commissioners because I noticed some of the participants here is the first timer to our update. Welcome, Pak Teja. Thank you for joining the call as well. Our Board of Commissioners consists of Pak Amor Wijaya as our President Commissioners, and he's been a very prominent businessman since days, and with Bu Eli, graduated from Duke and Harvard University. So, along with Bu Vivi and Pak Bing, they're provide the supervisory role for overall the corporate of SPINDO. I'm regret to inform you that one of our commissioner, Ibu Ingawati, was passed away in March. So our condolences goes to the family, and we also thank you for her support for SPINDO along this year. Next slide. Our board of directors is led by Pak Ibnu, along with Pak Teja as the Vice President Director. I believe everybody has already know them, and they have been in the steel industry for more than 50 years. Each and every one of them is a pure worker in the steel sector and have very little exposure on the capital market and other sectors. Next slide. We are pleased to inform you that in 2022, we have been selected as the best stocks, and we also received some award from Berita Satu in regards to ESG disclosure. And this represents our continuous effort and our continuous commitment to increase or improve ESG side in our company. We also thank you for one of our suppliers or one of our customers providing our awards for good quality achieved in 2022. Just briefly about our business overview. Our raw material is basically a coil, carbon steel and stainless steel. So we do not do iron ore or coal as in direct material, but we already absorb the raw material in form of coil. So with that, we cut to width, we call it slitting. Then we form and weld into various kind of pipe. We have four main sectors that we supply, which is construction and utilities as one sector, automotive, furniture, and oil and gas. Basically, this cover the whole sectors that require steel pipe. Go ahead. Our presence is in whole Indonesia. We already opened a new Makassar warehouse, but not yet fully inaugurated yet. We have a Marinda warehouse in anticipation as well to some IKN projects. We have our Sidoarjo warehouse. We have our Bandung and Jakarta warehouse as well. We also have a rep office in Semarang, Baru, and soon we open another one. All of this to reach the end market. So because the end market is the one who understands the importance of quality and the consistency of the good products. We have three subsidiaries. The SPINDO Engineering is basically a lab. Sanko Steel, which is produce cold drawn steel for automotive, and the process which not been included yet. We take pride in our highly diversified product mix. Most of it coming from spiral pipe as part of the construction infrastructure sector. Annually, we have 2,000 to 3,000 active customers, so we're very well spread. And none of our customers comprise more than 5% of our sales, so very manageable and risk diverse. We have various customers, some the name you put here, maybe you very well familiar with. Adi, Waskita, BP, for furniture, Ultra, Chitose, for automotive, almost all, including the carossery maker, PT Laksana, and other carossery maker as well. Oil and gas as well, Pertagas and BGN. So bear in mind, yeah, because we are coming to a result period. Yeah, whenever you see a good result in Adikarya, whenever you see good result in Chitose, or whenever you see a result in those companies, bear in mind that SPINDO is participating in their good result. So we also happy that we support our customers so they can get better and better result every year. Go ahead. Some of the competitive advantage of SPINDO is we are the only Indonesian pipe producer that is certified for export to US and Canada, capable of making spiral pipe up to 120 inch diameter with 35 millimeter thickness. We use low galvanized, which is used to achieve better and higher grade of pipe. We also have other sustainable advantage, as you can see in the slide. Go ahead. Now moving on to first quarter result. Before we go into deep in the result, just to give the highlight that what economy right now is very uncertain. As you can see, there is a gold price record movement. So we understand that whenever there is uncertainty, people try to find into a safe haven, and gold has been historically known as the safe haven. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, and IMF itself reduced their forecast for global this year. However, of course, for Indonesia and Asia, quite a bit things are quite a bit different, because unlike the advanced economies, we are still in the probably considerably better position. Next. US economy. US economy is again uncertain. On one side, the Fed has been able to reduce the inflation rate, albeit still high level. So they make one last, hopefully, one last hike before going steady and reduce in the next couple of quarters. However, the jobless claim shows that actually the economy is still doing good. So as you can see in the charts, there are very delicate balance between the economy, jobless, and banking condition in US. We see a lot of problem in the US bank. That all contribute to the still also manufacturing in US. Go ahead. China, again, at the moment looks as if China is the only or one of the very few hope for the world. Even IMF raised outlook for Asia, and considering into the fact that China and India is become the motor. However, if you can see the manufacturing PMI also shows a reduce, so surprisingly, and later we can see in the steel price as well, still looks like a bit of oversupply. Yeah, maybe as we discussed earlier, but I just said maybe people are overestimating the power of China coming back from COVID. And this is might also the case. Again, overall, still is dominantly coming from China. So the hope for China growth is also the driver for the steel price improvement. Next. So as you can see, globally, there's a lot of commodities which is show already a slowdown. We see a coal, which is and other energy commodities has been declining. Coal, oil as well going down below 70. Natural gas also going down. So, which some analysts take as early hint of recession. Iron ore also slightly down, but nickel is still quite stable. If you see the longer horizon chart, actually nickel is still on the uptrend. This may be because nickel is also used for battery sector, apart from the fact that its biggest usage is still on the stainless steel. For Indonesia itself, we are the largest stainless steel exporter in the world, and we have the largest nickel reserve in the world. So hopefully, like palm oil, which is quoted in Malaysian ringgit, it is only fair that going forward that maybe nickel is going to be quoted in rupiah. Okay, as you can see in the chart, even though it's not really apple to apple, but still is considerably good as compared to other commodities. So aluminum is down, copper still positive, but all the energy is all down. So will the price of steel sustain? We will discuss later. Okay, thank you. Next, Krista. So as mentioned below, when the price turning up, everybody is producing more, so the inventory level is going high in February, making the pressure for the price to go down again. However, in the world still, they predicted that Asia still have a very healthy growth in steel demand. So we do hope that the steel price is going to be adjusted, normalized very soon. Pak Teja, maybe you want to add something to the steel price overview, Pak, before we go into the financial of the company.
Oh, later. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, we go into the financial highlights. So first quarter 2022 is very interesting, yeah, as predicted. The operational performance continues to show consistent performance from improvement from 2017 to 2019 period. As predicted, profitability improved much better versus the fourth quarter and first quarter, and even the full year 2022. So sales wise, of course, it's down approximately 10% due to the fact that March 2022 was an exceptionally high month. We sell almost 1 trillion in 1 month because everybody expecting VAT rise in the April 2022. So apart from that, the performance for the first quarter 2023 is satisfactory. Next. Despite 13% reduce in revenue, the reduce in net profit is only 11%. And I would like to draw your attention to the margin, yeah, the margin. So you can see the net margin and gross margin has been on track back to our program or our improvement trajectory from 2017, 2019 before COVID hits and disturbed the trend in 2022 and 2020 and 2021. Yeah. So if you see, considering that the first quarter is usually also the not so good quarter, we believe that this achievement is satisfactory. Next. Given the net profit achievement, you can see also the ROE and ROI is again back on trend until the first quarter 2023. So it really shows a clear upgoing trend. Along with that, the liquidity solvability is also improved. Next slide, please. Okay, you see here the liquid ratio and the current ratio also consistently improve. Next. And also our working capital, it's consistently going to our target of 180 working days by the end of 2025. So as mentioned here, the second quarter usually it's a slow quarter because there's a Hari Raya. So we do expect as well this coming quarter, the working capital will be slightly higher, but we are confident that overall we still can manage the working capital towards our goal. Next. We take pride in our financing strategy, successful, which we already completed the PUB2 phase 1 in March 2023. You can see that with a single A rating, the spread for 1 year is declining from 4.49% to 1.7% in March. And the spread is between our coupon against the benchmark of SUN. So the SUN at the time of pricing was 6.28, and our coupon is only 7.75. Although it's slightly higher from the first and second issuance, but the spread is much lower. So for the 3 years tenor, we managed to maintain the rate, and therefore the spread is also declined from 5% in our initial issuance to 3.19% in the final issuance. So this is all represent the growth or the continuation of trust from our investors. Maturity profile also to our benefit, whereby as you can see, the duration of the issuance is going longer. This is to support also our inventory level, which is most of it is it's going to be not going to be like 1 trillion anyway. So it's best supported by the longer term loan. So our cash flow will be better. So this is also to address the short-term cash flow that's always been an issue for the investor as well as the analyst. Although for us, for the time being, even we diversify our funding to capital market, our bank is still solid, given the commitment to support us in the line and facility. We are targeting approximately 1 trillion. Our funding is for capital market, but of course that can be adjusted accordingly when different scenario or different conditions provide. Okay, next. For sales, also we can see there's a lot of difference here. Right now, because the first quarter, the construction infrastructure especially is not yet fully swinging, so it looks like it's reduced a bit and improved by automotive and furniture. Automotive is also drawn by the incentive of the government, and also from an improvement from the sales to our depot. Next. Supplier wise, we take advantage of the local as well as foreign. For the moment, the local price volatility is less than the imported goods, so we combine them to achieve optimal inventory pricing. Also to anticipate projects that require a local content. Next. Yeah, so going forward, we believe we are still on the track. We are still believe our overall strategy is still going, still work very good. So we do not expect a major change. Yeah. We are preparing our 16-inch facility in Gresik. We have already started building the warehouses for that. The stainless steel improvement or stainless steel capex is given us a satisfactory return, so we are going to continue that as well. Our API, small diameter API, also ready to add some more margin to the sales mix. Yeah, major improvement in HR as well as that. Yeah, everything is still in place, and so we are going to continue the strategy. Go ahead, Priska. Yeah. Again, not so much for the time being. Not so much capex is required. The larger capex will be coming maybe in 2024 or 2025, 2026, whereby the machine is arrived. Next. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Yeah, in Indonesia itself, we see still a strong commitment from Indonesian government to support local manufacturer by the program of downstreaming, hilirisasi, as well as the infrastructure. Today, our president visits Lampung and instructed that finally they instructed that the central government will take over the infrastructure building in Lampung. So we also see this as a hint that the commitment to infrastructure development of government is still high. So we believe this also will support our performance throughout 2023-2024. Go ahead. As mentioned before, recovery of automotive, as you can see in the chart, yeah, from April 2022 to April 2023, affected positively to our mechanical pipe sale. Yeah, if you see 2022 average monthly sales is only about 81 billion per month. Yeah, in January and March, we reached more than 100 billion per month. So this also goes into some of the EV, electric vehicle, small portion of it. And we will continue to support the producers so they become our partner when the EV boom. And so this is one of the reason why we see 2022 as 2023 is a good year for us. Next. Again, infrastructure. The commitment is there, and we take active participation in IKN and other projects. Right? Generally, yeah, Indonesia is still lacking of steel consumption. We only a little bit ahead of Myanmar by 51.9 kilo per year, but we believe Myanmar also will develop rapidly. We've been so far from Vietnam. Actually, Vietnam is a newcomer, but they can increase their steel consumption very, very fast. Yeah, this is provide a huge potential for steel players, especially in the midstream like us. Okay. This is a sample of the 2023 and 2024 government program in various departments, and we show that we actively involved in each and every program. Go ahead. Yes, the same in every department. We contribute. Next. So given the conditions, yeah, even though we're still optimistic about 2023, but we need to be careful, of course, the global condition. However, considering the condition at the moment, we still targeting to achieve 20 to 30% in sales volume improvement, with the gross margin and net margin targeted at 15% and 7%. So, of course, this is a forward-looking expectation, and we might need to revisit along the year. Go ahead, Priska. Just to highlight some of the ESG aspect that we touch base. So because steel is basically a green material because it's 100% recycled. We also provide in various ESG projects such as potable water, transport, data solar panels, and etc. Go ahead, Priska. This is the ESG initiative. We already got one permit to run, so the other is still waiting for the permit. Go ahead. Next. Yeah, it's the same. Next, Mr. Okay, this is the selected project that we do in 2023. Okay, I think that's it. We can go into the Q&A, Priska. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Johannes, for the insightful presentation. Now we'll move on to the Q&A portion of the meeting. If you have any question, you can use the raise hand function, or also you can use the chat.
I think before that, maybe Pak Teja want to add something, especially on the steel price, Pak Teja.
Yeah. Okay. As Mr. Johannes already said, basically global steel price is now under pressure about the slowdown economy. It was also China. China, after demolish the zero COVID policy, a lot of people expect that China will recover very quick. But what happened is not really like that. Of course, China is recovering, but recovering is a bit slow. Yeah. And the other sectors is like property sector still not yet recover. Yeah, even though the sales of the property is going up, but the new property development is still not so much. So, but the important thing is we will also see monitoring about the local condition. Fortunately, the Indonesia, the import license is still quite limited. Yeah, so quota of the import is still quite limited, and still government still focusing on the more on the manufacturing, not on the general importer. So then we see the inventory level in domestic also not so much. So also that's why also domestic sales supplier like Kratos Steel, Kratos POSCO, and Gunung Rajapaksi and others still not reduce the price so much. Yeah, so this obviously makes the local price is more stable, and hopefully the other things is the cost of the raw material. Iron ore reduced a little bit, but the coking coal price now, because of China already opened the doors for Australia to export to China again, then coking coal price also dropped quite a lot. Now maybe the steel mills have more release about some burden because of the last time the cost of the material is quite high because of the slow down the demand, and now they can beat breath. But the other things is if you see the steel price, there is a finished good like the hot coil and cold coil and the other coated steel prices. So we see the hot coil price is now is dropped quite a lot, but the material of the hot coil price, like a slab price, dropped not so much. So the other is Kratos POSCO is producing the slab and the plate. The plates mainly the thicker plate, mainly for like shipbuilding. The demand for shipbuilding is still so far is still quite good. Yeah, and the price of the thicker plate like shipbuilding in Indonesia also still quite high. Yeah, so that's why we see the Kratos Steel and also Kratos POSCO and the Gunung Rajapaksi and also Gunawan Dianjaya Steel. Their price still quite stable because they have collect a good price in the steel shipbuilding demand. So hopefully this will be stabilized. The Indonesian steel price domestically, even though the import price is dropped a lot, but import material not so much come to Indonesia because of the limitation on the import license and limitation in the quota. So we are still carefully watch this kind of what happened in the steel price. The other thing, like we see in the global steel price in US also dropped, but steel price in US still quite high, still around $900. Yeah, compared to the Asia still $600 to $700. In Europe also dropped, but now around still $600 to $800 for oil. So let's see. So if the price of the steel in US drop further, then yeah, there is maybe some stabilization in the future. So hopefully, yeah, because now is the summer, and in the usually summer is now in several countries, summer is very hot. So it's demand for like construction will go down because in hot temperature, maybe not so many outdoors activity. So after summer, usually autumn, the demand will be better. So we will see whether some now currently there is in China several mills because they are price demand is low and the price is now not so good, and they are now enter to the maintenance. They try to reduce the production, but by entering the maintenance quicker than scheduled. So in March, production in China is too much. As I said, because of the expectation is too high. Then at that time the inventory level also quite low. So a lot of people start to rebuilding the inventory level. So that's why price increase in the first quarter. Yeah. So then now because of the inventory level is going up, and now some price adjustment, and hopefully this can by the some steel mill went to the maintenance, then steel price will be in some level will be stabilized. Yeah. Okay. Any question?
Okay. There's someone who raised their hand. Mr. Alistair Griffin.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for the presentation. I work with Dominic at Pemberton Investments. Could you just two very quick questions? The first, Johannes, could you perhaps give us an idea of how the average cost of funds has changed for you, and where you see that's going over the next 12 months?
Okay, for the cost of fund, basically we combine several sources. Traditionally, historically, we use our banking lines, which is mainly we use LC. Now we are already diversify our funding to capital market. I think we have in our previous presentation that the overall cost of fund has been declining for us, even though the BI rate is going up. That's because also we replace or we refinance banking facilities to give us a higher rate. So as you can understand, our newest bonds is for 1 year is 7.75, whereby our banking facility, as you can see in the financial report, still have several which is above 9%. So we replace that. Of course, going forward, we still find a way to reduce that. We're going to launch another corporate action maybe in August. And hopefully we can save another at least 2% of our cost of fund because of this new issuance due to a new structure. We will be able to discuss and disclose it later when we finalize the structure. So at least for 2023, we believe we can manage the cost of fund better. Yeah? Actually, indirect effect when we do have diversified our cost of fund to capital market, the banks also kind of competing in the sense that they're more willing to reconsider the rates. Yeah. Even though even so, actually right now, BCA as our biggest banker still maintain the rate. But they still maintain the rate. Yeah.
Yeah. The PCA, yes.
So that's also among the positive effect of this diversification to capital market, Mr. Griffin.
Great, thank you. And just, I suppose, partly related to that, looking at your projected improvement in net margin or targeted improvement in net margin, how much of that is down to sales mix versus reduction in cost of funds or indeed cost of goods sold, given the reduction in the international steel price?
Because cost of fund is calculated after the gross margin. Yeah, basically, what we are trying to push is to increase the gross margin first, because we try to achieve that by optimizing the sales mix towards higher margin products. Of course, with the volume maintain or improve, because basically still it's a volume game. So whenever we can reach better sales, higher volume, we can distribute the cost better. In the same time, we manage our working capital, so we indirectly reduce our requirement for loan. Yeah. That's why we also reduce the burden of financial burden, as well as reducing the cost of fund percentage. So all the three factors play into the part of improving the gross margin as well as ultimately the net margin. Maybe Pak Teja will add on that, Pak.
Yeah. So basically, our strategy is to sell quickly during the current circumstances, current situation. Also, as you know, a lot of people know that the steel price is global steel price is going down, so they would like to get the material quickly. So this is we have this kind of a strength because we have inventory and we can sell quickly. By selling quickly, also we have some like a premium. So as you know, and last time also Mr. Jonas also explained, so we sell to try to sell directly to end user to increase the portion at the end user. Through to us our warehouse, also through our sales. This is also help us to increase our margin.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elster, for the question. Are there any more questions? Okay. From the pre-call questions, from Andri, how do you say SPINDO's position in the market compared to other competitors' products? Do you expect the competition of cheaper import products will be less in the future?
Yeah, okay. First of all, we are very clear in our positioning, because SPINDO sells quality. That's also one of the reasons why we directed our marketing and sales strategy to end user, because the one who can appreciate better the quality is the end user. Nobody likes to be good. Nobody likes to be light. Nobody likes to get not good quality products. So that's the positioning. There's a lot of cheaper product in the market. I know that, but they don't come with the proper quality or even specification. In regards to the imported material or imported products, we believe the government policy as well as the exercise or the implementation so far is very committed. Yeah. So we do hope that going forward, the government is still committed to do that. Nonetheless, in any case, imported products is not really ideal for projects, only for several retail or maybe some projects related to oil and gas due to the specs. However, we support the government to prioritize local manufacturers' product. Any others?
Okay, the next question is SPINDO is achieving its sales target of 7.5 trillion in 2023. The question is, how big is the IKN or Ibu Kota Nusantara project's contribution to sales? And also, can the sales increase target of 20 to 25% be maintained this year and the following years?
Yeah, basically for IKN at the moment is again, yeah, as I mentioned that there's no one project that's accounted for 5% of our sales here. So IKN, we do hope IKN will be quite substantial, but of course it will be coming gradually, not in one batch, and it will go. It is expected to be coming over a period of 2 or 3 years, even more. So eventually the IKN will be another addition to our sales, but I don't think it's going to be that dominating. Okay, Pak Teja, you want to add on that, Pak?
Yeah. So we also put some additional items, as Jonas said. We have additional item like a small diameter for oil and gas pipe. Which we hopefully we can start to get the certification in June, and we can start production in the second semester. So this is one of them, and we can increase. We are confident to increase our sales target to 25%. So of course the other also by having more like the Makassar depot warehouse and increase our sales numbers, salesperson, and we believe we can achieve that.
Ada lagi, Priska?
There are none in the pre-call sessions. There are no questions.
Good. Then we can call it today then. It's Friday, unless. Okay, tutup aja, please. Thank you.
Okay. Since there are no more questions, we can conclude our result call today. Thank you to Pak Johannes and Pak Teja for sharing their insights and updates with us. And thank you also to the participants for the engagement and also the questions. We hope that SPINDO can be your choice of investment. We look forward to continuing to share SPINDO's updates with you in the future. Good afternoon and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.